Hello and please welcome back once again on this practical exercise on how to connect weather report using N8N. However, N8N is an AI workflow of visual drag and drop editor with automation integration of trigger, action and output that helps in reducing manual works. So let's quickly go into our content of this practical exercise. And before we do that, let's quickly see on how we can run our N8N from a docker.com. Here is in our browser, we type docker.com as you can see. Then we download the particular one that suits our system, either for Mac or for Windows. After downloading that, then we go to our N8N to create an account in which we are going to open our N8N from the Docker desktop containers as you can see. If you navigate to the right hand side, you can see the button either stop and run. As you can see here, this is run and this is stop. So when you go down, you can see the localhost here, localhost HTTP localhost 5678. You copy this particular localhost and go to your browser. By the time you go to your browser, you paste it on your new browser tab. After pasting it, this particular open source will open. As you can see, this is the N8 dashboard. This is what we've created with our weather automation report project that I did. You can see the manual test, the scheduler, then the get weather HTTP code. Then we send it to our email address that we want our weather report to go to. So, and this is the content of our weather report I'm going to do today. We have trigger node, action node, and what code node and the rest. So let's go back to our dashboard and go to our workstations. So we can either create our workflow from this particular plus, but since it's our dashboard, to make it more easier, let's click on this. When you click on this or this, now workflow station editor in N8N. And before we continue, let's quickly rename our workflow station name to weather report automation by going to the top left corner. After that, let's go to the center page of our editor. We can either click on the sign plus here or on the right hand side. When you click on this particular right hand side, you see the knob panel. Let's click on this particular one. As you can see, you can see the trigger nodes, several trigger nodes on this particular right hand side. But what we need here is trigger manual. We click on this particular one. It has come up. So what next is scheduler. We need to go back to the plus sign on the right hand side as well too. Click on this plus sign again, then we'll type scheduler. It will come up. Instead of scrolling down, just type scheduler. You see scheduler trigger. You can see it has come up. We click on this particular trigger as well too, making 2. So on the scheduler, we have to time the hour that we want report to be sent into our email address. So we go to the trigger at hour on the left hand side. We scroll down, and what we want this trigger to do every time is by 5 a.m. it should inform us about the weather condition that we need. So we scroll down to the left to the down to 5 a.m. We click on 5 a.m. Then by the time we've done that, we go to the top and click outside of the scheduler trigger by clicking yes. As you can see, the trigger has popped up on our editor. So here, we have to separate them. Then, we have to rename this to what? To manual test. Manual test. And rename it. Then this one we have to rename it to rename it to 5 a.m. scheduler, since we pick 5 a.m. as the timely hour that we want report to be sent to us into our mail. So we said 5 a.m. scheduler. Then we click on this. So after we've done that, so we need to connect to our weather API. And to do that, we need to go back to the right hand side and click on the plus sign as well too. And what we are going to ask here is HTTP. I know so many people understand this HTTP request, which is can see that's pop up. We click on it. By the time we click on it, we see the features. Please don't forget in our earlier statement that we have input, action, and output. By the time we fill in all the requests that we needed in this particular configuration of this our HTTP request, there will be input, and our input has not been run yet. That's why we couldn't see anything in this particular section on the left hand side. Same scheduler to our HTTP. That's why it's like. So let's connect it first before we can see what is there in this input. Let's go back and connect it. So we have to connect this, then we connect this as well. So let's go back. By the time we go back, as you can see, both our manual test and our 5mm scheduler has been connected on the right hand side as an input. So right now, let's now connect to the particular website that will give us a weather forecast. And to do that, we need to go to this particular site, openmatthew.com. As you can see, free weather API is a free open source. And to do that, we need to click on API docs. By the time we click on this particular API docs, you can see the weather, time, location of every country in the whole wide world. But because of this particular project, we are going to look for Los Angeles. And let's Google Los Angeles weather condition. By the time we click on Google, we see the Los Angeles weather condition, which is this, 34.0454, latitude and longitude. I can see Los Angeles. That's what we search. So let's go back to this particular Matthew.com. By the time we go to this openmatthew.com, we have to change this particular weather conditions here. We have to copy last 4 digits, we copy it, then we'll put it in our weather open weather API docs by clicking this particular latitude and paste it there. You can see it has changed. So let's copy the longitude as well. We copy this particular one to the last four or 5 digits. We copy this particular one, copy. Then we go to matthew.com as well again. We put it here. By the time we've done that, we scroll down. So time, forecast time that we want, let's click this particular row. Let's put it like particular forecast, we want 3 days. But as for default, it's 7 days, but let's put it on 3 days. So let's scroll down. When we scroll down, we can also add daily weather variables, but for this particular project, let's just do it something that's very easy for us to understand. So on this particular settings, you can see setting, we have Celsius, we have wind speed unit, and precipitation unit. So let's change this particular one to Fahrenheit because it's in USA. They don't do it. You have to do it Fahrenheit. Let's click on this particular Fahrenheit. So we change the wind speed to mph. So we scroll down. By the time we scroll down, our API has been created. As you can see, these are API URL. This particular URL that we're going to use. So let's copy this particular URL and go back to our init and put it in this particular box. So since we have gotten our input, so we need to get an output here. So by the time we execute this particular step to get the output, let's execute this particular one. Let's execute this. Execute this. As you can see, this is the output that we derive. It's not successful. Our HTTP request. This is the output that we see that we're going to have. So right now, what we've done here is that right now we have to copy this and paste it in our JSTBT to convert this particular prompt to JSON format, because we want it in JSON format. This particular items here that we see on the output is in JSON format, as you can see here. So we copy this particular and paste in our JSTBT, although I've done this already. So what I need to do is like, I just have to just go out from here. Understand? Then I need to go back to my right hand side. I click on this plus again. Then I'll type code to run my code, JavaScript or Python code. I click on this particular spot. Understand? This is just for us there, and this is our HTTP. Understand? When you go to our canvas, you see that the pop-up has been connected to our code, which is this place. So let's go back. Let's double click on this one again. It has come back. So since I have it already, and I have the required JavaScript for this particular code to convert this to JSON format, in order to get our output from the configurations, I need to copy it and paste it. So let me go back to my notepad here. My notepad. This is my notepad. I click on this. This is the notepad. I copy this particular code. Moreover, there's a prompt I type on that particular ChatGPT that gave me this. This is the prompt that I type, as you can see. I said create an N8N code node script that will pass a JSON format to find today's high or low temperature in Los Angeles and return the message. So I'll copy this particular code here. Let me copy this. After I copied it, I go back. Then I delete this particular code that was there before from the default code. I paste it there back. By the time I paste it there, as you can see, I've pasted the new code that I copied from my notepad. Then what I need to do, I need to execute the steps. By the time I execute this step, you see the message that will pop up on this output. So let's do that. Let me click here. As you can see, successful. Los Angeles, the high total is 97 point something, and today, that's for today. So now, since we've done that, let's go back to our canvas by clicking this outside. As you can see, our architecturals have been displayed here. So what we need now is where we are going to receive this message. So to do that, we need to go back to the right hand side and click on this particular plus sign again and go to Gmail. When you type Gmail, type on Gmail. Then after typing your Gmail, you scroll down and go to send a message. You click on send a message. This configuration of send a message will appear. And to the left, we see our input that we have done through our code that we paste in the earlier one that we did. So, and the schema comprises what? The code, the message, the HTTP request, the manual test, the scheduler that we schedule, time 5 a.m., which we want our email to receive from the weather report that we are going to configure on this sending message. And to do that, on the other parameters, we have to create the credentials through Google Cloud accounts. I've created my own through Google Cloud account. That's why it was come up on the Gmail account 5. As you can see, these are where you get to create the credential. If you don't have a Google Cloud account, to connect your Gmail account with this particular NNN project that we are doing. So I have to connect my Google account here. Then through authorization, then I have to go to send. I want this email to be sent to my Yahoo mail, which I will type Oladipo _Yoni@yahoo.com. So what is subject matter? The subject matter in our email will be weather report forecast. weather forecast, then exclamation dash dash dash. So right now we need to change the email type to text because in form of text we want it, not HTML. So then the message, when we go to the left hand side of our page, we see the message. We have to drag it down to this particular way messages to pop up. So by the time we drag it down, we need to click on other options to remove the append N8N attribution, so that by the time we send the email, we will not see that particular N8 attribution from the mail. So we have to turn it off, turn this particular thing off. Then right now, since we are filling all out what we need, so let's execute this step. So by the time we execute this step, we see the pop-up has come out. You can see the not executed successfully. So now the message has been sent to our email. And to do that, let's go back to our canvas to check. As you can see, the calculation has been gone. You can see they are all on green, as you can see. So right now, let's go to our email. Or before we do that, let's run it, the workflow itself from there. You can see the way it's running. Our workflow is running, is passing the message. As you can see the server is offline. So let's go back to our server and we run it again. By the time we go to our server, we have to go to our Docker. I think it's offline. So let's stop it and we run our server again. We have to run our server. As you can see, we have to rerun our server. I think our server stopped. You can see engine is running. Our engine is running back now. So let's go back to our workflows. As you can see, it's running. So our workflow has been executed. So let's go into our email now and check for this particular message that we sent. Meanwhile, to make our workflow look so attractive and good, let's rename this particular node to get a weather. Get a weather. And let's rename it. And this one, let's say create a message. Create message. And click on rename. Thank you. As you can see, this is our weather report automation that we created, that will receive the email from our inbox.